Over to my right to Dr. Ahmad Abadi, Secretary General of the Rabida Muhammadiyya. There's Ulama of Morocco. You've already heard from him, and I just wanted to ask you, what have how is it here, and the kind of work that you're doing, and especially going back to what Dr. Arfawi was saying about how important it is that we actually engage and educate women. People often think of extremism as being unrelated to women. And what we found in our work is that the extremists understand the power and influence that women have in their own families and are actually recruiting them to radicalize from within. Or, as Dr. Arfawi was saying, that they're just, the mothers are ignorant and they're just repeating the same ideologies to their children. So this issue of how we reach and educate the alternative narratives, the messages, the economic side, the psychosocial side, for victims, for those who are stigmatized. These are all tremendous challenges, and in this region, it's certainly at the forefront of many of the things that are going on, and you have had the guts to also engage in this space. So please share with us how you're doing things and what you see are the good things, the bad things, and the problems that we still face. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanam, and I would like to thank Dr. Arfawi for sharing her personal experience with us, because this is rooting all what we said, all what we're going to say in the ground of reality. So this is something that is touching us, touching someone we know. She lost her dear ones in Istanbul, and she's sharing it with us. This is more powerful than books and conferences and all that we could say in this rooting of this problematic in our inner psyches and emotions. So thank you, Dr. Arfawi, for sharing with us this personal wounding experience. Violent extremism is a global phenomenon, and to face such a global phenomenon, we need to do it in collectivity, but also in creativity. And definitely women do have a crucial, quintessential role in all that. Because women do not just have, as you were saying, Sanam, intellectual intelligence. They do have also emotional intelligence. And they have the feel of what their children are going through, what their husbands and their brothers and uncles and everybody around them is going through. If we build up capacities within our ladies, then we would guarantee an efficient reaction, virtuous one, to this very ugly and little and deadly phenomenon that we're facing here today. But talking about transforming violent extremism in this area, which is Maghreb and Sahel, in the 21st century, would require to realize the new characteristics of this matrix we're living in. And one of the most salient characteristics of this matrix is the fact that people whom we're targeting, to whom we're supposed to be talking, to whom we would direct this prevention arsenal and so on, are not in the mosques anymore, are not before and in front of their TVs, are not just in schools, they are elsewhere. They have new habits and new ways to communicate. And even though in trying to master those new technologies, we shall be aware of the fact that today we cannot communicate through long movies or programs we need to do it in those 1 minute 30 seconds or 20 seconds capsules. And this needs to be generated in efficiency, but also in attractivity and magnetism. So the new era is very special, and the new matrix is very special. For now, we are not just facing people whom we know, but we're facing clouds of informations. And those informations are rooted, are directed in a manner that would have impacts that we never doubted before. So I'm talking about this contemporary era just to highlight the fact that we need to be where the people are, which means in this virtual dimension. And this virtual dimension has its own expertises, its own know-hows that we need to develop. This is my first point. With a GoPro camera, nowadays we can do what CNN, and maybe transcend what CNN or BBC or whatever channels could do in the past. Gangnam Style has witnessed billions of clicks. And because it was simple, it was appealing, and it was talking to the psyches of the youth. So they are viewing it as simple as that. So what contents are we preparing for our ladies, for our women in this matrix? My second point is, we shall not be naive. Talking about the Sahel, talking about the Maghreb, we're talking about pockets of the illicit commerces, smugglings of narcotics, human trafficking, smuggling of non-paid taxes, merchandises. We're talking about smuggling of oil, smuggling of gas, smuggling of antique articles, smuggling of weaponry, and this is huge money. If we are not aware of those flows of illicit commerces, we cannot face this phenomena as we need, because we cannot allow ourselves to be naive in this turmoil region, to the point that now there are people who are investing, aspiring to receive returns on investments just to conserve those regions' turmoil, because it is easier to vehiculate those businesses and illicit commerces. This is very crucial, and it was behind lots of what has been going on, and we shall highlight this problematic. My third point is the fact that, as Salam was saying, those people are targeting the hearts, and then they will transcend to the intellect and to the facts that will be perpetrated in our societies. This targeting of the heart happens through 5 types of magnetism, and we shall be aware of them. The first one is this magnetism of unity, the dream of rebuilding khilafah and unity and power, and what goes with this process of being a unity. And they would advance prospects such as, there is a big conspiracy going against us, we Muslims. They are uniting. Look, the United States of America, European Union, Benelux, Commonwealth, name it, and they are denying us the right to unite. And those heads of states and governors, all of them are agents. They are not working the cause, and we are ready to give up our lives, our careers, our families, our goods for the sake of building your unity. And people would stick with such a magnetic force, of course, because they're craving it, they're looking forward to realizing it. The second magnetism would be dignity. You feel that you're a zero, I can make you a hero, like that. I'll name streets by your name, maybe cities. You're jobless, come to me, make all of you the head of intelligence here. Just come to the Sahel and you see. Just give the allegiance and you see how the change which remains and the impact on your own personal life would be. Just come. Wifeless, come to me, I'll marry you to the most pious and beautiful lady in the world. Just do it and come. So dignity, the second magnetism. The third is purity. The others forms of religiosity are stained, bid'ah. We are offering you the purest form of religiosity. Sunni religiosity, Salafi religiosity. The way the Prophet was practicing religiosity. This used to be the business of the Salafis. It has been hijacked by the extremists. Now, in the Sahel, this is exactly what Abu Bakr Shikawa and Boko Haram and Al-Shabaab and Nusra al-Muqtarram Biddan are advancing. The fourth magnetism is salvation. This is the end of times. We are in the apocalyptic era, and you better reserve and book your seat in the Arch of Noah before it is too late. Come to us. الطائفة المنصورة, الفرقة الناجية, and name it. And they're using all those persons to advance their thesis. Last but not least, the fifth magnetism, and the most powerful one, is the mastery. This is a way and intricate world for the brains and minds of our youngsters. They cannot follow the pace. It's too rapid, and it's too intricate, too complexified to understand. And it is leading us towards perplexity